Hello, everyone. How are we all doing? Let me know if you can hear me okay. We were having a bit of audio difficulty a moment ago. It's a bit weird because now the microphone is like right splat bang in front of me and it's kind of blocking the keyboard, but we'll see how things go. I should probably load up the chat. That would help. Um, but yeah, so today my plan was to do a couple of things. I was going to start off by merging chapters 8 and the previous chapter 9, because I feel like there didn't really need to be a cut there. I kind of did it for like dramatic, like cliffhanger kind of vibes. Hello, Jay Fedber. Oh, that's good that you're hearing fine. Okay, you can all hear me. Amazing. Maybe it was just an issue on Restream then. But yeah. Um, so yeah, I want to do that merging. So I just need to make it a bit more seamless. That's something that I've thought of since last week. I want to hint that chapter 8 is a few days after the arrest. So I'm not sure where the best. Oh, so Delilah, when she goes to the Colosseum, it's been a few days after. I don't know whether to do like it takes her a few days to get to the Colosseum because of various reasons, like getting the money to go in, or if it's because like she's away from work a few days after she gets injured. I'm not sure yet, so I'd like your thoughts. I'm leaning more to she puts off going to the Colosseum. Um, but yeah, input would be greatly appreciated on that. I also want to continue writing the Gladiator chapter. Um, I was kind of wondering if maybe instead of trying to bluff her way in, she actually goes to the. She's not that savvy, and she goes to the arena wondering if she can like try and sneak in. And like she's like looking around, or she's like there at the fight trying to see if she can spot her sister, and then she gets spotted by the guards who have been like told to keep an eye out for her. So it's more kind of like her making mistakes rather than her trying to bluff her way into the thing. um yeah, I'd kind of like your opinions on that. But yeah, as always, this is a an office hours stream. So if you have any questions about Novelcrafter or anything, let me know. I'm always happy to answer them. And I'm just gonna kind of go through this. We'll be refining chapters, maybe see a bit of the prompt doctor. If there's anything else you'd like to see with a Novelcrafter, me try with the story. Also, totally up for that. Um, yeah. So yeah, opinions, guys. I need those before we start the next chapter, or I start going back onto that chapter. So that would be amazing, guys. Let's go on to Only Dogs Left. I've put the two scenes in here, but I've not like actually merged them yet. I could probably shorten it if it's merged because I don't need to try and push the chapter as far. My thought anyway. Do I need to keep I'll just copy the scene pros. I don't really need to keep the scene beats. Like, I mean, like, it's fine, but they're not necessary. I don't think I have any. Okay, I do have a codex edition here. So I'm gonna drag this up. Good morning, Bonnie. How are you doing? Oh, for anyone who's not been to these streams before, the Notion doc should already be in the chat, or not in the chat, in the description. So if you want to like follow along with what I'm doing. So Nikki Crafts asks, does anyone have any recommendations for prompts to help with straightening the tents? AI helpfully switches it back and forth. Okay. Not off the top of my head, but I will have a think. So what tents are you wanting, and what tense is it doing, and what AI are you using? They are my first questions. Circus says, I like the idea of having the worst plan possible to get in and thinking she's being smart about it. Absolutely. If anyone has any ideas for what this absolutely awful, terrible plan could be, I mean, She might just think, oh, I'm going to sneak inside and be like so super duper cunning. Um, okay, and then I can archive this. Now I've copied everything I need over. But yeah, the idea of her. Um, okay, so I am going to. Let's go into the plot doctor, I think. Yeah, it's really cold here as well, Bonnie. Um, as you can see, I have my like crocheted blanket on to keep warm. Hello, Nikki. How are you doing, other Nikki? Head hopping, so guilty. Oh, okay, it's head hopping. Oh wait, no, that you're different. So yeah, Nikki Crafts. What is the tense issue that you're having? Okay, so I'm gonna go into. And what projects are you all working on? Let me know. So I'm gonna go to full novel outline in chapter 9. Oh, okay, Llama 3.1 for a B free version. Okay. And would you be wanting to use the llama model for the redos, or are you happy to use any model? It might be one of those like annoying inherent limitations in stuff. You could always, I don't know if this would work, but like go on chat with scene. So click action menu, chat with scene. And then just see if you can be like, rewrite this scene in this tense and see what it does. She Okay, so in chapter 9, Delilah sneaks into the Petition Coliseum to try and see her sister. She has the money to pay to enter, but after that, I want her to have the worst plan ever to try and see her sister. She's naive, inexperienced, and has also never been in the Coliseum before. She thinks she's being smart about it all, but she's not really. Like, the plan should play to her strengths, but like, fail quickly before she can actually do anything illegal. Any thoughts? Um, does anyone else have any ideas to help Nikki? I think doing like, I mean, you could do text replacement, but I think maybe just asking chat is probably the thing. Okay, you're gonna ask Cubby to give it a go. Good, good. Hopefully that works out for you. I'm gonna try Sonnet with this, I think, rather than O1. Because monies. And I have a lot of codex entries in this project. Jen says that they've had good luck using rephrase with ChatGPT. It doesn't deviate much from the text, but rather tidies things up and uses the tense I prescribed from the chapter. Yeah, I mean, you could even just use the rephrase prompt. Yeah, because it's got your tense and stuff in. Depends on what model. You could use like 40 Mini because that's like really cheap. I suppose that could work. Because I guess, like, if Kira's been arrested and she overheard this conversation in the previous chapter between Gaius being like, he's looking into her, really, she really shouldn't walk into, like, the literal lion's den and, like, then try and do stuff. Like, she does a really stupid move putting herself in danger rather than just, like, staying out of sight. But, you know, she's impulsive and loves her sister. So maybe she thinks she's laid low for long enough. Like, maybe she like yeah kind of like hides for like she kind of like keeps working for a week and then she's like, okay, I'm gonna try this. Maybe that's a thought. Hmm. I mean, if this just suggests the actual chapter rather than my new stuff, I will be kind of annoyed. Character interact. Oh, okay, guys. What if Gaius is like, yeah, sure, you can see your sister, but then Kira is fighting. So she doesn't actually get to speak to Kira. She just sees Kira brutally attacking someone. Because let's be real, Kira is a Hellcat. She is absolutely going to be winning any fight she's in if it's like remotely fair. I think that might work. Hmm. Okay. Okay. I think I've got. Okay, so maybe she does still have a little like shitty plan. But only he doesn't take her to the cells. What she thought were mirrors are really view areas for the rich. The fight looks worse for wear at first. Attacking. Hands. She is. Okay, I like that. I think that feels more. That feels more dramatic. Do you guys think that? I think that'll be more dramatic. I can edit the fight a little bit more to make sure it was only using weapons. Um, Gaius claims that he can free her at any point if Delilah about. Okay, right. I am ready to get going, I think, with okay. So my checklist. Um okay, so I've got some things. We've thought about that. Okay, let's start with chapter 8 and 9 merging, which is here. I could probably move this up. Joe Fedber says, for the chapter 9 you're working on, are you writing a scene summary or the actual prose? Oh, I was writing the scene summary. So like if we go back into the plan mode, yeah, oh my god, yeah, this is like my pre-writing a scene summary is very different to my post-writing a scene summary. So like these are short summaries of my scene for the AI. This is going to get turned into beats for the prose. Yeah, it's a summary. So this is like my going to be turned into beats later kind of like summary. Because it's like what? Yeah, that's like 350 words. I ain't having that as a summary fed to the AI. But yeah, it's just the outline, and then I'm going into. I just wanted to make sure the transition felt smooth enough. Oh, you're welcome. Okay. That transition sorting out was a lot easier than I thought it would be. I guess because they were like just part of the same scene, so it wasn't like I had to like do a great deal. Ugh, hair. Okay, let's now move into chapter 9. I'm going to go on formatting and fit content so that I can get both. 1 minute, let me zoom in so people can see. I always forget to, because I zoom out for my computer or like for my laptop screen, but for a stream, you guys need to be able to see. Um, okay, so I want something. Okay, I want to get rid of the procrastination. It took a week to get. Okay, we've had time pass. Kira's now had time to fight. Um, Further two steps in and the crowd swallowed her. Bodies pressed against from all sides. Stumbling, cursing. Nah, she doesn't need to curse under her breath. Let's go fighters rather than arena, because you could see the. Do you know what? I forgot to put on some music. What is going on with my life, dudes? Okay, let's make sure it's not turned up too much. Bum 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 bum. What are you guys writing on at the moment? All 11 of you. What? Or are you like listening to this while you're doing other random things? Um, choose photos so other around center of the pit. Weapons flashing. Axe clenched in his meaty fists, muscles rippling beneath scarred skin. Okay, I'm gonna make this like more action heavy. Circus says, I'm just finishing off the initial drafting of my horror fantasy. 62,000 words, and I'd like to use a plot doctor to restructure. Should I put everything into a single scene? So are you wanting the plot doctor to look at the story as a whole, or like look at the summaries of your scenes? Because if it's the entire plot, you could just use the entire novel context. Like if you go on New Thread, you can just do full novel text. If you're wanting to look at your scene summaries, then go for full novel outline. I would say try with your scene summaries first because it's going to be cheaper. Frankly, it will get expensive if you've got 62,000 words. Or try with a cheaper model first. 4 mini might be good for getting a starting point. But try get some like solid scene summaries. That's what I did with my novel that I'm like working on off stream when I was redrafting with the scene doctor. Emery says, got frustrated with my serial, so switching over to work on fan fiction and relaxing my brain. Absolutely. Fan fiction is amazing to write. Like, I I love fan fiction. I love writing it as well. I used to like back in like the early tens, I used to write and publish like copious, like so much, like late noughties, early tens when I was like still in, you know, school and uni. It was like my gateway into uh other writing, I guess. Because like some of the stuff I've read as fan fiction, like that people have written, is like as good as any book out there. Like, oh, beautiful writing. Okay. To be honest, get rid of that. So now what I'm doing is getting rid of throat clearing words, as Corey likes it. It's basically anything that isn't necessary, and like because this is a fighting scene. Yeah. Oh my god, what is my favorite fan fiction? That is a question and a half. Oh, I'd have to like look back. Um, there was one called Paragon that was like a 500,000 word masterpiece. Oh my god, no. So my favorite fan fiction that is not finished at the moment is a Star Wars fan fiction, and it's set in the American Civil War. And like, oh my god, it's so good. I don't know what is it called. Like, I mean, if anyone's interested, I can find it. But it was, oh my god, it's like every time a chapter is released, I am in love. It's like a Raylo, but like really slow burn, gritty, historically accurate, kind of like, yeah. Um, that's probably my favorite fan fiction. Jen, I said um Nikki is doing some crafts. Sorry, no. Nikki is doing some work on my sci-fi story. Nikki Crafts says that. Um, Jen is reading slash editing my historical fantasy, as I'm horrible at just letting go. I mean, you can totally read for fun as well. Read your story for fun. Um, But yeah, I mean, that's that. That sounds fun. Remember to send it off to other people to read. Let them share in the joy. And my days, every man I've slayed, is the price I pay. Endless pain, close your eyes and spare yourself the view. How can I hurt you? What was a magic? Axe clenches misty fists, muscles rippling. The other poor bastard. Uh, what? But when does a comet? What fanfiction do you guys read, and what are your favorite fanfictions? Let's share the love, guys. Monster, when does a ripple become a tidal wave? When does the reason become the blame? When does a man become? The smaller fighter tried to. Him sprawling. Of course, that's going to be on the ground. Emery says it'd be impossible to pick a single favorite. Maybe a list of top 10 faves per fandom. Okay, well, maybe share fandoms then that you like to read fanfiction in. I guess that's probably the easiest way. I, my general, well, like when I was younger, it was Faruba, so Fruits Basket, then Harry Potter. I really like Shadow and Bone and Hannibal fanfiction at the moment. Hannibal, especially. I just sometimes get in the mood for reading like stuff that's like not the smut stuff, but like the brutal aesthetic descriptions of murder scenes. That's very different to the stuff that I write, so I enjoy reading it sometimes. Um, and Star Wars, of course. The butt of the axe hit Daggerman in the jaw, sending him sprawling. I kind of want to like rewrite that in the active voice. Okay. Um, do I have edit? So I'm doing a codex edition, then selecting my description. Roommate just found a new series to watch after a meeting. What series? Oh, yes, Shadow and Bone, and yes to Star Wars as well. Yeah. I just have I think it's kind of like anti-hero vibes. At the moment, Dragon Age, Mass Effect, Star Wars, so like games and stuff. Then you're liking X-Files, yeah. Oh, Gillian Anderson, man, beaut. Graphic artist, yep. Defunct Sweep and Secret Circle crossover. Okay. I've not heard of either of those, but I mean, they sound awesome. Like, Secret Circle, you know, enough said. Prisoner. Get rid of that. That means the same thing. I think I've pure sod before, don't I? Or pure bastard. Yeah. Um, uh, for what? Choose anything but this. Custom alert. The world swam. I mean, I feel like I'm just like, what I'm doing this session is just editing out half of what I wrote in the previous section, which I feel is what editing is. Like, I need to work on like a prompt that just doesn't put in all this random stuff. Like, half the words in this I do not need. You've heard me enough. 600 lives I'll take. Oh, if you ever have like a double space, that is a Gemini artifact. So make sure you search for double spaces when you're editing your work, because that might be a way that people can find out if you've used AI or not. Just, you know, if you have the odd one. Like, see here, there. But I can see which kit bashing I did with Gemini very easily this way. Uh, Benant. She wouldn't describe her own frame as that shook her. That shook. It's called Suspects. Okay. Cool. We gotta stab him in the eye. Jen says I'm old school and still often double space. Do you still keep the occasional murmur or spark or try and delete all of them? Yeah, I have an AIisms checklist that highlights things in red. It's on the Discord. I generally try and limit maybe like one every few chapters, but I've got to, yeah. Okay. Oh, so it's like an Americanism then. Yeah, because I was never taught double space. Like, is it like a leftover from typewriter days? Or is it. I feel like I need to. And so that's. Ah, okay, typewriting practices. Apparently not. I'm wondering if this is a. So I'm guessing that this double spacing might be like a generational thing. So like I'm a millennial, but like on the latter end of millennialism. But I bet like any Gen Zers and alphas probably don't use a double space. And then maybe like if you're in like the Gen Y, no, we're Gen Y, Gen X. Yeah. Well, it seems like in in like style guides and stuff, because I like when I was taught like for writing academic papers and the like, you don't do double spacing. Um, but yeah, I mean, okay, so yeah, it might be a convention then of like education before like computers were commonplace. I mean, I don't know for certain. That's what I'm guessing. Yeah, us Gen X. Okay. Well, that is interesting. A fascinating thing. Okay, so maybe it's not an artifact of AI, but an artifact that Gemini has the mentality of a 50-year-old, or the education of a 50-year-old, and so they write as if they Gemini thinks that it's on a typewriter. That's totally the legit way of doing this, isn't it? Yeah. Why should I be surprised? Selfish and prideful and vain, unlike you. Every time someone dies, I'm left to deal with the strain. Where was I up to anyway? Now we've done our brief segue with typewriting. I'll remind you, I saw you as a friend. So now I'm gone. I'm just gonna get rid of these first. Because it looks really weird when you've got justified text. This way, you close the door and have your damn goodbye. Kira, she had to find Kira, get her out. This wasn't helping. This wasn't getting her any closer. Delilah straightened up. Wiping her mouth on the back of her hand. She needed... Let's get rid of that. She needed another way in. There had to be a back entrance. There had to be a back entrance. Some way for the guards to bring in new prisoners. Somewhere they wouldn't get ambushed. Okay, I feel that this bit just suddenly, oh, dimly lit passageway, that's too convenient. Does she leave the building first? Does she leave the Colosseum? She has just spent a lot of money to get in. The light pouring out flickered. Crashing waves. Kind of accidentally handwriting. I mean, I say accidentally. There's no accident, but like, you know, handwriting more than I thought. To the left of the stage, near some mirrors, guards dumped more prisoners out. The light pouring out flickered. A faulty bulb. Delilah pushed through the crowd. Watching the fight. Bollocks. Taking a deep breath, she stepped into the view of the two guards. The view of the guards, I guess. She stepped into view. She stepped into view. I don't need any of that. Delilah gestured to the door. Blackwater. Okay, guys. I need a surname for Gaius that isn't Blackwater because, frankly, Blackwater is very AI, and I shouldn't start using that now. It would be lazy for me to just start using that. So, yeah, anyone got any ideas for like American based surnames? Furlan. Okay, that's Italian. Okay. Okay, interesting that Smith and Jones are two of the more common ones. Smith, I think, is most common in the UK still, and Jones is in Wales. I mean, like, I feel like it should be something kind of fairly mundane. Like, it's just, it's a normal surname. Like, it's not anything like. It's got to go with Gaius, I guess, which is kind of Roman, but Gaius Wilson, Gaius Lopez, Gaius Gaius Clark, Gaius Sanchez, Gaius Perez, Gaius Walker, Gaius Robinson, Gaius Hill. I think the more I'm saying Gaius and then surname, it's getting weirder and weirder in my head. Warner, like the Warner Brothers, Gaius Warner. Yeah, sure, why not? There's one. I mean, I assume Warner is on here because like Warner Brothers. Okay, not Morrow. I'm now just imagining everyone's giving their own surnames, and I'd have no idea. Mueller, Morgan, Walker, Grayson. Okay, I like the idea of Morgan because isn't there like a banking company in America like Morgan and something? And like I get the impression that the wealthiest of families taken their would have gone into these in the beginning, and so these are all like the super duper rich guys' descendants. Baker, Fitzgerald. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Morgan Stanley. Gaius Stanley? No, Gaius Morgan. 2000 rivalries, but lol, I'm Rockefeller. Oh my god, like imagine though. I feel like I've got to be a little bit more subtle. Like I've got Nova Bezos. Even the AI understands that this is a city based on Jeff Bezos. So I feel like I gotta have some subtlety. Besides, the Rockefellers would be like totally higher up in this society. Since polity is so um I mean to be honest, don't recall ever seeing. Kanye. Well, just have Tiffany. Gaius Tiffany. The ruthless The ruthless enforcer. Cartier. And your enemy's closer. Do you know who I am? It smells like piss and sweat. How are you gonna... But it smells like piss and sweat. How are you gonna notice anything else? Fox. Okay. Fox as well. That's... I mean, that's a... I like that surname anyway. I think, to be honest, I've got so many characters. I kind of think, oh, maybe I should rename some people after, like, the surname should all be descended from wealthy families, like, no matter who the character is. You're the tech. What found the detonator? The wealthy people may also have taken some stuff in with them rather than have to do all the work themselves. That is true. That is true. Um, yeah. So maybe the aristocrats stay with the rich ass names. So maybe Perrin Aster should really be like Perrin Vanderbilt or something. I don't know, because he married into a rich family. But no, that is a valid point that it won't only be rich people's names in this story. Unless, of course, you apologize for my son's pain and all his cries. Um, the the okay, Anthropic is being a little bit of a poop at the moment, so they say they've implemented a fix, but you know, we'll see how that goes. We all know it's there. Um, the bulkhead grabbed her shoulders, shoving her through the door. Oh my god, guys, guys, guys. So she's complaining about these lights and how everything is gonna like how things could go off and stuff. What if later in the story she exploits this and it does cause issues in the Perdition Coliseum? Like, and it's just like that little like lead in, like that little like Easter egg that's put in, or like the little like nugget that then gets pulled in because she's like, main conductor sparking, and maybe like she noticed this in the Colosseum, and then like yeah, she can do something. Okay, I'm kind of excited by that idea. I need to put that in a snippet. If the update happens within the next hour, I can show you some cool things. Ideas list. Delilah mentions in chapter 9 faulty. I'm going to star this, add it to the pinned list. Variety. What was it? A woman? What? Rule of thumb is if the first name has multiple syllables and the last name should have single syllables. Okay. Did not know that. I mean, that kind of makes sense why when my name sounded fine pre-marriage, but post-marriage I changed to one syllable to make it sound better. Huh. That does make sense. I've got all the power. Yeah, I've got all the power. I've got all the power, yeah, I've got all the power. No, I'm not a player, I'm a puppeteer. No, I don't play, I puppeteer, yeah. Okay. Right, I'm gonna do the kit bashing. What was on my last? And let's run. Okay, let's. The way between. Morgan is Welsh and also has pirate ties. Nice. Okay, well, that fits in even better. What about Scarlett O'Hara? I mean, yeah, I guess like there are exceptions, but in literature, if you, I guess maybe it's like the names sound better. Um, Maybe it's like if you have lots of syllables. Because it depends. Because some like I'm trying to think of people things names. J.P. Morgan was the CEO. Was the oh my god, owner of the Titanic. Wow. Well, that says enough, doesn't it? Okay, let's start writing. We're an hour and 10 minutes in, and I'm gonna get my first bits of prose. Send a message. Wouldn't you like to use more than words? she expected based on his Okay. So Delilah's led to Guy's office, taken past cells, searched for Kira, can't see her. Guy's office everything she expected based on his personality. Describe it. Um, okay. Okay. Um, 250, 500. Let's try see how 300 does. I sent out some scouts to take a look around through here, and they round up at your door. Through the years, we seldom get a warm welcome. That's just to be sure. Oh, yeah. I mean, I said earlier that Anthropic wasn't working. I should have remembered that. I don't know who you are or why you're here. Haha, I still called her. So you better cower now and flee. Okay, let's see if Claude is playing ball. One wrong move. Okay, interesting. So yeah, when I kit bash, I do a lot. I like use a lot of inspiration, to be fair. Oh, she looked from side to side, searching for any. Let's see what other things I've done. Remember, Kate, you promised to teach me how you do it. Don't forget to put it in a Notion document so I can read it all later. Okay, let me copy. So 16th of October. Okay, you're gonna have to, Bonnie, you're gonna have to like be like, explain this, explain that. So I've put those in here to start with. So then what I do is a few paragraphs at a time. I'll go through each. Paul was talk about the multiple syllable means. Yeah, yeah. No, don't worry. I'm not. I'm not going to use the name. If there have been any major deviations, if there are any major deviations, I mean, is kit bashing something that you'd want a video on, like like a tutorial video on as well? Um, okay. Yeah, I'll have to put something together. I think it would be useful. I've put some notes here. Are they helpful? Is there anything more you'd like to know? Like maybe if you okay, so to help me with a kit bashing tutorial, I would love it if you guys could ask me lots of questions about kit bashing now, like that you want to know, so that then I can put exactly what you guys need into the class. So no question is too dumb. Like let me know everything because then it means I can make a better class for you. So yeah. And it gives me like a general like idea. Um, punctuated through the night. A symphony of groans punctuated the uh vanished, and all sound from the arena like I want to let me add these questions. And just so thank you guys for those questions. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. I'll give you like a quick like TLDR right now, but yeah, I'll do like a full-on video. Yeah, manual. You could do it with AI, but my personal opinion is that it won't give you the best response. And so I prefer to do it manually. Do I keep the prompt the same and just so especially with Claude's sonnet, that does not work because it's not very like it doesn't change much between iterations. So I tend to have two prompts, one that uses a passage of writing I've written and one that's like a more direct prompt. And I'll use a couple of models with each. And then I tend to do four or five different versions, like either with different lengths, because like sometimes like when you kit bash like the same prose with 300 or 500 words, you can get like either it gets bloated or you get some really interesting extra bits, and so it's interesting to know. Okay, what did you try? Oh, were you trying the plot doctor on your on like your full story or on something else, Paul? I mean, to be honest, I just like the idea that she's shoved in and Gaius is like, Gaius is confused at first. That would be the vibe that I'd get suddenly. I like the this is Gemini. It just keeps calling him the bulkhead. Um, okay. Yeah, I think like there is always what model did you use? I mean, there's always an issue when you've got such a big context that AI still isn't great at getting the whole thing, which is why I usually am like, okay, use your summaries. Um, so try it again with your scene summaries, and it might give you a better idea. Like, because if you've included all the details of your plot in there, it should kind of work. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could. Um, okay, at least it gave good feedback. Yeah, I mean, I think at some point we want to do full acts and full chapters. It's I don't know anything about coding. It's a matter of something to do with the coding. Oh, excuse me. Don't cling to the air. Oh, amazing. Oh, I'm glad that it's helping you sort things out, Emery. Yeah, like when it finds a plot hole and you're like, damn it, how did I not realize? You're just like, ah. Okay, guys, I need your opinion for the story. Oh, T minus 5. Oh my god, guys, I am so excited to show you this update. It is going to be amazing. Um okay, guys, I need your opinion first. Do I have in the cells one-way mirrors so that they can see out and watch all the fighting going on so that they see what's coming for them? Or do they stay in their little boxes fully isolated from everything? What would be worse for you if you were stuck in a prison in a coliseum and you were going to be made to fight repeatedly? Would you rather watch the other fights, or which would be worse for you, to watch the other fights or to not see them but know that they're happening? Yeah, I mean, you can all, yeah, give it a go, Circus. Like, have a look. Like, so I mean, when I did this with, when I did some plot doctor with this story, these were the lengths of my summaries, and they were sufficient. So, like, not that one, but like, yeah, these. So I mean, they're fairly long, but um, it also worked fair enough with these. Ah, new deployment. Okay. Oh, one sec. I accidentally. Oh, okay. So you're saying it'd be worse to be stuck in a hole, but oh, okay. So don't see the fight, but see the effects of the fight as like prisoners are. Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. I can do that. Guys, mercy upon ourselves. Well, let's reload the page. Okay, guys. So, you know how before I was on a snippet and I was like looking at my ideas list? Boop! We now have bullet points. Okay. And that's not all. If I want to highlight, we can now format in snippets. So, oh, Gemini. Oh, Gemini Advance. I guess like you've got to the limit. We can highlight things now in snippets. We can now also make things headings. So for our research, we can make them bullets. We can make them ordered lists. And you know what else, guys? We can do all of this in the prose. If we go into the plan interface, we can also be like, okay, we want to do an edit. Add in. And if we want to highlight our edits so that we know where to do them, we can format in here. if we're in chat and, you know, we want to really emphasize something. Okay, I think that must be for the kit bashing, Bonnie. What is... So yeah, this update is a lot of fun. The things I do for you. So yeah, let's have a little look at the change. Wait, I can just open up the change log in. If I go on to my face. Where is it? What's new? How did it take me so long to find that? Crazy. My real life knows I'm not scared of the water. Okay. So yeah, guys, we have more rich text formatting options. Have you ever got a nice response in chat and then saved it as a snippet and discovered all the pretty formatting has been lost? Yep. This update I was hoping would come out yesterday for when doing the world building Bible, but I'll be able to format everything nicely tomorrow. So that's going to be really exciting. So yeah, almost all text editors now have this. We also, for those who want to spend a monthly price instead of credits, we've added native support for Featherless and Informatic. They host mainly not safe for work friendly models. So they're a good alternative if you're writing like romance stories. So Featherless, Informatic, we're filtering out any models that don't function in Novelcrafter, so you don't like accidentally click on something. We've fixed the context calculations for Gemini, so they should be cheaper. We have also changed the some other bits and bobs. Chat, we've changed the chat flow direction so that it can start at the top, so you can start reading it rather than it going blue, 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 and you don't see anything. So I'm going to be changing that now. Okay, and also the extraction feature now supports tags and labels if you add them via a square bracket. So first name, alias, last name, so tag A, tag B, etc. So yeah, this will really help with all your extraction joys. So if we go on to settings, general, start at top. So yeah, guys, are you excited to play about with this? If I go reset. Like, look how cool this is. Like, I can just go. I'm like, okay. So this I might want as a heading 1, not underlined. This will be a heading 2. Etc. etc. So yeah, I am very excited to play around a little bit more with this tomorrow. The Lair of Scylla. Okay, let's get back to my writing. Here. know the care for ourselves. The approaches. Dum bum bum. Choke on the blood of your fears. Bleed till you run out of years. Um, um, is everyone quiet because you're all playing with the new update? And you can see how many times I'm like replacing stuff because I'm like, nah, I prefer a different version. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, if I'd not already tested all of this stuff on the preview, the testing sites that we have, I would also be playing with this. But I've had my like time to play with the new features, so and I'll be able to show you more tomorrow. Oh my god, a large frame portrait of Gaius himself. Wow, that is disgusting. She's not a saboteur. The god of the sun. Nikki says, nope, I foolishly sat down and started writing, waiting for my appointment to call, lol. Now I'll be irritated for interrupting when she calls. Well, at least you've started writing and, you're getting things going. Like, it's more writing than you would have done if you just sat there waiting and wasting time because you're like, oh, I don't want to do anything in case she calls. And then you spend like 5 hours waiting and get nothing done. That's totally what happens to me. uh, I did. We also have numbered points. If we go on here, and you know what? If you press tab, we can do sub points. Isn't this amazing? Who makes a kingdom fall, lightning wielder. Oh, that's good. Well, I'm glad that at least the person you're calling is going to be interested in like all the awesome stuff that you're doing. Odysseus, if I were to make you choose. Okay, fix has been implemented for Claude. So we can hope that it's working. Okay, let's do some more kit bashing. Willing to take the chance. Is it you I'll find? So then, give me seconds. I know life and fate is scary, but I wanna be legendary. Clock piece and chimera, the minutes or even Cerberus. Oh, heart's hammering. Oh my god. Strangers in our halls. Try to win the heart of my mom, but she is standing strong. So then, I know life and fate is scary, but I mean, Gaius, for all his flaws, does make a pretty fair point. Your sister is a terrorist. She's lucky to be alive. Like, it's, it's a fair point for an absolute dick twat. Single opportunity and I'll overcome your obstacles and scrutiny. As you dreamt of a mother gonna choose a new husband. Why don't you open up? That's repeating. I mean, gets rid of 11 words of a 13-word sentence. Okay, interesting that it's tied this in with the earring. Okay. When you and I are through, teach you all the lessons your daddy never could. Doesn't give out presents just for being good. So fight, little wolf, fight, wanna entertain me. See how you take this strike, little wolf, strike. Then fight, little wolf, fight, little wolf, fight, or die, little wolf, die. It's fight or flight. Cause I suggest you fight back. Uppercut him now. Delilah's eyes. Seen plenty enough to truly understand this kind of filth. Hello, Prispa. Hey, no, yeah, that's. I mean, today we were looking a little bit at the new update, all the lovely formatting options that we now have in all the text editors. We've been doing a little bit of brainstorming of surnames. We have started doing some writing. Did some like I'm gonna do a class on kit bashing at some point. Yeah, if you have any questions about kit bashing that you want to know, anyone, let me know. Okay, well, that can't be that because she's already done a ha ha. Hey there, Delilah, what's it like in Nova Bezos? Wait, what are the rest of the lyrics? Hey there, Delilah, what's it like in Nova Bezos? I'm on the other side of a cell. You look alive, yes you do. There you go. That's my contribution to that. Okay, so can't be a radio that's been fixed. Get rid of that. I mean, I might get rid of more, but anything at Oh my god, that is dramatic. Oh my god, Gemini. Why is he doing a radio for everyone? Although then again, if it is a radio and she fixes it, maybe they'll use the radio to then. Yeah, it makes sense. Oh, okay. Okay, Tom Jones is Delilah. Oh, yeah. Uh, my Delilah. Okay, now that's there. So if you do an asterisk, Bonnie, that's how you get it. Or you can highlight the text and then select. Oh, don't worry, Nikki. I'm only going to be here for a couple more minutes. Have a good day, and I will see you all. I will see you tomorrow if you're here with us. Fan of catchy songs, and with so many sirens gone, I think Odie's in the wrong. Um, okay. Well, I feel like I am satisfied with where I've got to. Um, there's still obviously a lot more that needs to be done in the scene. Got probably a good 1,000 words left, but it's definitely getting there. Thank you all for being here. It's, always a pleasure, and I'm so excited tomorrow to start doing some more on developing the shifter species for my November writing project. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. Um, I'll see you all at the same time tomorrow. Bye.